Hello everybody, my name is Spoons Rattling, and today we're covering the news from the Warhammer reveal, mainly for Kill Team. This is, of course, the new edition. We're not going to be watching that. We already get the idea. There's a new Kill Team edition, and of course there is some new models to go along with them, and I wanted to cover them and give you my thoughts. Mainly because there's two armies I'm vaguely interested in, or vaguely I say. I collect one of them, and one of them's floating around the ether of my mind of something I wouldn't mind collecting. So first up, we got the, of course, new edition. I like the box art a lot. It's very cool. I like when they take on these slightly more abstract or surreal sort of themes, sort of like Abaddon crushing Cadia in the old cover for the, 13th Black Crusade campaign, if you guys remember that. Of course, I'm talking about the OG book from the early 2000s, not the retcon. So let's get into this. The Tempestus Aquilons, which are Tempestus Scions equipped with more intense grav shoots. Of course, all of the Scions know how to drop in like this, but these guys, they do it as their only form of deployment, as well as they are generally more elite, which is an impressive thing to say, as the Scions are already quite elite shock troopers. So first up, we got the Tempester, who is the sergeant of the squad, and I mean, we got a tactical girder, if you will. Cool pose, pretty standard, classic, sword upright, defiant stance, pretty standard. However, guy next to him, the gunfighter, way cooler. Obviously, akimbo pistols are always sick, and this is, of course, no exception. Jetpack akimbo pistols, we've got Jango Fett. This is Jango Fett, basically. And who doesn't like Jango Fett? Yeah, he didn't have that much screen time in Attack of the Clones, but he's the only good thing out of Attack of the Clones. Don't at me about that. Let's get on to the next one. So we have the gunner, who's the special weapons, and interestingly, this is a small melta with a stock, which, first off, melta guns with a stock is not something we see very often, but that's because this is a melta carbine, and they also say there's plasma carbines and other short-range weapons, so presumably flamethrowers are on the table. But this is a pretty cool look, honestly. It reminds me a little bit of like an upgunned Inferno pistol, which makes sense, they're both melta weapons. But I actually quite like this. And this is, again, solid pose for a gunner. Very pensive, looking like he's about to turn a corner. Then we have a marksman, pretty standard for Kill Team. Got a sniper rifle, which is just like the normal Scions weapons, but they are most of their weapons are pack-fed, not backpack-fed, because they're carbines as well, and presumably a little lower powered, or are not expected to run as long as the normal hotshot guns are. That's why the Scions have them cabled, because they're meant to be running for long operations, though these guys are not. So we got sniper, pretty standard. I like the pose, pretty standard for a sniper. Would have been cool maybe to see crouching, maybe a cloak, but no, a cloak wouldn't make sense. He's wearing a jetpack. What am I saying? So we got Precursor, who looks sort of like your pretty standard Kill Team assassin. Again, solid enough pose. Reminds me of the Scout one, though I prefer the Scout one because it had a grappling hook, and grappling hooks are cool. However, again, solid pose. I like the tactical engine block down here. And the Grenadier. I actually haven't seen this. This is my first time seeing this. I really like the look of this Grenadier. He's kind of got like Wolfenstein almost. I don't know if that's the right game I'm thinking of, but this helmet looks vaguely familiar, and that's a good thing. I really do like it. Of course, grenade belt's always cool, and I like his little melted grenade here, which looks a little smaller than usual, which, again, all their gear is a little smaller than usual. Then we just have the standard guys. I love this pose here on the left. Very sick. Very cool. Love the way he's landing in, and he's hip firing. This is a pretty standard sort of pensive marching forward stance. Not a bad thing though. Quite like it. I think their armor all looks sick, by the way. I like the dials on their wrist pads, and as mentioned, I really like the oh god, why can't I think? The jump packs they're wearing. I know they're grav shoots, but even the Elysian drop troops, they always treated these as jump packs, so I'm just gonna call them jump packs. And then some more poses. Really like this one on the left. I know some people are going to say, he looks like he's falling over. I really don't know what you would want. He looks like he's jumping. Yeah. Granted, it's just, the whole Sanguinary Guard debacle, and people are like, I don't like these models. Guy on the right, I think he, again, solid running pose. Nothing too outstanding, but I do really like their armor, of course. All around, these guys look sick. This color scheme is pretty interesting. Not necessarily what I would go for, but I do like the more practical appearance. Next up, we have the Servo Sentry. This is pretty damn cool. I like sentry guns a lot. I play the Engineer in TF2, for example. So I really quite like the look of this. I like the 4 legs. The skull is, of course, quintessential. And I mean, I like the I always love volley guns, flamers, grenade launchers, whole round, very nice. Love this kit, love this gunslinger. Might make this guy actually a character model in my Imperial Guard. We'll see. And yeah, this is just talking about their war gear and such. And now we have the Vespids. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the Vespids, they don't really look like bug people in the past, even though they were always described as that. The old Vespid models look more like Power Ranger villains. But, though I will say, the Vespids definitely are the more improved models, if you will. These aren't replacing anything, but these certainly are, and by golly, they look good. Now they look like actual bug people, and they have, the little bits of Tau armor that they've always had, but they just look so much better. They look way less like people wearing costumes, and more like actual bug people, while also looking distinct from, say, the Tyranids. They're, of course, compared to the other auxiliaries, they're more acquainted with Tau technology, given by their modified helmets, and also their cool-looking weaponry. This is one of those airburst fragmentation launchers. Then this, I'm actually not sure. It almost looks like a Nero disruptor that the Harlequins use, but I'm not entirely sure what weapon that is. But I like the look of him. He looks pretty imposing, and I like this guy here who's swooping in with his grenade launcher. Then we've got a sniper. I like how he's perched up on that. Very insectoid-like. It does remind me of some old Legos, actually. But I love railguns. They always look cool. And here we've got, this is, a Tau Flamer, right? If I'm not mistaken. Again, solid pose. Really like it. Love the wings. I think these guys look great. I like the stingers. It'd be cool if these guys all had like a sting attack. This guy, I feel like, should be the captain, right? He's got the coolest like outfit on, which is his very stealth suit, like very similar to the stealth battle suits we see today. Also, I really dig that all these guys are posed up on pieces of rubble. It makes them look like they just landed in. That's very dynamic. But this is the strain leader here. I think this guy should be like the standard, like a standard trooper. Obviously, he's got a special weapon, but I don't know. I think this shade strain should be the main guy. But I really like this pose again. I like the armor. I honestly wish all of them had this much armor on, but that's just because I like the Tau armor. And then here are the standard warriors. They're equipped with these. No. What are they called? Plasblasters? Or is that a Dark Eldar weapon? Regardless, this is Neuron blasters. Neuron blasters? I don't know if that's right. But it's the weapon they've always had. I just can't recall the name of it. It's good at killing Space Marines is what it does, basically. Some more poses. These guys are a little tamer on the posing, which I do kind of wish they all were kind of in these crazy poses. But, I mean, I get it. It's nice to have something like these guys are the vanguard of the squad. And then we got this guy who's in a pretty standard running pose, though the wings do add. And then I like this little oversight drone. It looks, it's a little more minute than the normal Tau drones, which are actually pretty beefy. Like the Tau drones, they're big, right? This makes them seem, again, more like, well, oversight drone. Yeah, I guess this would be something that the Tau would go send with the Vespid to make sure they're staying on mission, though I'm not super well versed on Vespid-Tau relations, but I mean, they use weapons, so they can't be that estranged. Conflict strategy immediately related to the unit. Oh, okay, yeah. So this is from Tau Command to keep to have the Vespids have up-to-date info, which makes sense. They are a kill team, as well as these will be replacing the old Vespid kit, which looked awful. And if you say the old Vespid kit is better, I'm sorry to tell you, you're just flat out wrong. And then, the terrain set looks nice. I always like the room. I mean, it's it's bog standard 40k terrain, right? But I like it. I always like verticality. That's something I feel that modern 40k, or 40k for the longest time really, has been missing, is verticality to it. The Necromunda used to have a lot of verticality. So I like anything that adds these like extra levels. All that stuff is very cool. I like, there's a little smoke grenade there. Is that, you see that red puff there? A little smoke grenade? That would be cool. Cool part for bases on, Phobos characters or like Sly Marbos, or characters similar to that. I do really like multi-leveled. I like the height. So a whole pack of new physical assets for your operatives. Classic barricade, barbed wire obstacles, ladder, smoke grenades, plenty of other guns. Wow, okay, so now instead of just if you haven't played Kill Team before, this is pretty sick, because you used to have 3 barricades you could put up before the game start. I like to paint mine in accordance with my kill teams, and they also work as good little scatter terrain for 40k. But now it looks like maybe you'll have some sort of point system where you could maybe exchange a barricade, or like you have, say, 10 points, take a barricade, some smoke grenades, or these landmines. I really like the look of this. This almost reminds me of like old toy soldier stuff in a good way, right? It looks like maybe you've got light barricades here, normal barricades, and then heavy barricades. It'll be interesting to see what all of those do. Of course, the barbed wire, presumably if you try and move through that, you take damage. Smoke grenades I'm interested in, because there's the white smoke grenade and a red smoke grenade. I wonder if like this is almost like an airstrike from like Call of Duty, like Black Ops, right? Where you throw the smoke grenade and then it would do like Rolling Thunder or something like that. And then presumably this just creates a smoke screen, and then landmines are landmines. Extra ammo boxes, though, that could be interesting. Maybe allowing you to refill one-shot weapons, which there aren't too many that come to mind. Maybe there will be more in this edition, but it would be things like combi weapons and similar, or maybe those are just purely decorative. Then you have some sort of radar scanner. I quite like that as well. You have the 4 grenades here. You got crack, frag, signal, and I'm not sure about this blue one. Presumably this is to pair with the smonk grenade, right? Oh, I do like that. You have the collapsed ladder, and then it presumably you twist a knob or something, and then it springs up. Obviously not the model itself, but lore-wise, this is really interesting to me. Also, they updated this to have the inch values that these have always represented, if you're unaware. But I mean, that's very minor. I'm still just going to use my old ones because I already have them. These elements are such a proved operation. You need. Oh, and then here we have card packs, and then this is interesting. So you have active, conceal, and then a bunch of other ones that I'm not entirely sure. Well, obviously this is just the reverse side. It'll be interesting to see what all of these represent. Yeah, I mean, 47. Try APL modifiers, drop markers, stingwing neutron grenades. Yeah, they're neutron blasters, or those stingwing weapons, right? So I think that was everything from the reveal show, if I'm not mistaken. Let's just go up to the home page. Is there anything else new? Operation Hivestorm. No, it looks like that's the only new thing, but I'm not complaining. This is a great reveal show, in my opinion. I love Kill Team. If you guys want to see some Kill Team content, let me know down below. And these Kill Teams look pretty damn cool. Yeah, I mean, this is just a great model reveal. And as I said, if you think the old Stingwing models are better, the old Vespid were better, that's purely nostalgia, because the old Vespid models, again, look like Power Ranger villains. Like, don't start that. Although these guys, they fit in really well with the old Scions, presumably a bit better proportioned. Maybe? No, not really. They still kind of got, like orangutan proportions going on, but I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Exaggeration is the key to conveying emotion in inanimate objects. So I'm not complaining about that, but I do quite like it. Also, this gas mask guy kind of almost looks like, what are they called? The gunner dwarves that live in the sky from Age of Sigmar. It's kind of got that vibe to it, or like, like a metal mustache and face. I really like it. I'm sure there's some people who'd be like, it looks goofy. I don't really care. I think it looks cool. Yeah, overall, great model reveals. I'm really excited to see everything. We don't need to be playing that, though. This poor Fire Warrior is not in a great spot. Man, it can move? I guess that... Ooh, annihilated. And they drop in. Yeah, no, this is sick. Interesting. These guys are painted differently than they are here. Right, these guys are painted in a darker color scheme, and these look more like traditional Scions. Maybe it's just the lighting. Regardless, I've been Spoons Rattling. Hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts down below, and I'll see you all next time.